This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by RidleyReport.com/travel.
How dare you not take this seriously? Where is your decorum? And this is the attitude, right? So tonight, you were there. You said about 35 people in the audience, half of which about you recognized as liberty activists. But as you say, you haven't been in the movement for a long time, so you may not have recognized them all.
Yeah, that'd be about my guess, yes.
A number of people didn't stand for the pledge. How many cops were in the room? Because last time they had 2.
I recall seeing 2 uniformed officers, and there was one more plainclothes gentleman I believe to be a police officer. Mm-hmm. I don't recognize them. Again, I haven't been here that long.
Maybe others that were also in plainclothes that you don't recognize as well. What kind of... I heard that there was a bit of a conflict, because apparently the rumor had been that the anti-free state activists were going to show up at this. You know, the much ballyhooed majority, right? When you read about... When you read the local comments on the freekeene.com or the local newspaper, the Keene Sentinel, there are all these anonymous people that, or supposedly all these anonymous people, it might be the same 3 people, I don't know, but anonymous people commenting on how awful Free Keene is and how terrible the Free State Project is, and you know, liberty sucks, and you know, worship the state, etc., and so on. And they would like us to believe that they are the majority, that they speak for all of the community.
Well, they would like that, but I think that the concern of some, say, liberty activists that are concerned about the PR behind this is that they probably don't believe that that these people speak for the majority. They're just concerned about the majority. The majority may be swayed one way or the other. And I've talked to plenty of people that are both appreciate the Free State Project and what they do, and the outside the system activists, and think that they're a bunch of losers that are wasting their time and annoying people. So, I mean, I've heard both sides, just in the general community.
Sure, but the people that are anti are trying to make it seem like, well, the majority of people hates you, and the community hates you, and etc.
Ooh, it's got coffee.
Free, what is that?
Free Keene from the Free Staters.
What does that mean?
Get you morons out of here.
Yep, that's wrong.
This was a good opportunity.
I don't know, hate. I think
go home, etc.
I think people. I think most people are sheep, and they're going to do what that they think the sort of the will of the public is.
Well, I think most people are unaware of really what goes on.
They don't need to be aware of what goes on. They just need to be aware of whether or not Free Staters or Free Keeners or whatever are bad people.
Well, anyway, the numbers didn't really bear it out. You said there was one.
But don't stand in front of the shot.
You grab me.
Now, if you touch me again, I'm taking you down. Are we clear? Okay, great. I suggest you not touch me.
If you get right in my face like this, if I go to move my cup like that and I touch your nose, I was not attacking.
Right, but
it could have been that I was defending the guy. Because you were right in my face.
You stick with that story.
Yeah.
Look, because you came over from way away to specifically interfere with the shot.
That's right. That's right.
The whole thing is it's not making work otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, you came looking for trouble and you got it. Congratulations.
I'm sorry that I brushed your nose with my...
Okay. Although you can be more careful, there's no reason to get that close. You can talk to me from here.
You were the one that got it right in my face, right?
Maybe a handful of protesters?
Well, it was funny you said maybe it's the same 3 people, because that's how many I saw. Was 3 people out there demonstrating against the Free Staters.
Where were they? They were not in the city council chambers?
They did not come into the city council chambers. They sat outside with some cardboard signs.
So were they outside the room or outside the building?
They were outside the building.
Oh, interesting. Dennis is on the line in New Hampshire. Dennis, you're on Free Talk Live. So, Dennis, aren't you proud of the Keeniacs here tonight? I mean,
you're goading him.
Getting out there and
Dennis.
Getting active. I mean, as one of the most vocal opponents of some of the outside the system activism. Aren't you proud that folks got out and they actually got an issue in front of the city council? I mean, we're new at this whole political stuff, Dennis, but I mean, there's actually an issue in front of the council. They're taking it to a committee, and there's going to be a public hearing about it.
I think it's a lot like Lord of the Flies when the children were trying to govern the island, and poor Piggy. I think he ended up dead at the end of that.
Yeah, they killed Piggy.
It's like watching a train crash.
You are so unforgiving.
If you think you're doing good, it's kind of like saying, the Third Reich did good. They brought a lot of order to Germany.
Yeah, right. Hey, he made the Volkswagen.
So you can't even give the activists credit.
The Third Reich brought brought order to Germany.
You can't even give the Third Reich. You can't even give the activists credit.
I can't give it up for the Third Reich, man. I just can't.
You can't give the activists credit for actually getting something inside the political system to get an issue in front of the city council.
No. Waving your middle finger in front of someone is not having a conversation with them.
Nobody waved their middle finger in front of anybody. Heike submitted a letter to the city council, and they are now addressing the issue through their processes.
You're not serious. You're not serious. And everyone knows you're not serious. And at this point, there's nothing you can do to turn yourself into a serious part of the debate.
Who's not serious? She says she wrote a serious letter.
You're outside.
Have you read her letter?
You're a kook.
You haven't read her letter, Dennis. You haven't read her letter, have you? What do you know about all this?
Associated with you in any way, everyone knows you're a kook, and the people you are involved with are kooks.
Yeah. Because it's kooky to live free and act like free people.
No, that's not it. Dennis believes the same things that you believe.
Because it's kooky to make fun of people.
It's a different way to get there.
Would you like to see the Ridley Report cover a specific event in person? Well, Ridley is a cheap bastard. His travel budget is close to zero, and he does not often go out of his way for stories. Unless you pay him. As of summer '09, he charges about $10 an hour plus driving expenses. Help New Hampshire Liberty events get the coverage they deserve. RidleyReport.com/travel